All right, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining me for this Afluencer webcast. Let me just kind of checking my settings here. Let me know if you have any issues seeing the screen. You can use the Q&A. The Q&A panel should be open there. Let me actually pull that up so that if you have questions, I can take those. I'll save time at the end here for the questions. So if you have anything, just go ahead and type that in. I'll go for about 10 minutes in terms of my demo or what I have, but I am happy to stick around. We can chat about really anything that you would like to go over. So I'm more than happy to go through that. Kind of taking a look at my settings here, seeing if there's a way I can go live on our socials. I'm not sure if I can do that. Multiple panelists, hosts and panelists. I don't see it offhand. I am going to get a recording of this out. So I will get a recording of this and we'll get it posted to our YouTube channel. So if you have to step away for any reasons, we will get that out as well. But with that, let me go ahead and get rolling. So we're looking at an Afluencer account here that I actually used to promote a book that I wrote. So we published it in 2019. Anyone who's written a book before probably know they're kind of impossible to promote cost effectively. The margins are really thin, so don't write it if you think it's gonna be a money maker. They're definitely not money makers in and of themselves. So it becomes a challenging marketing task there. How do we get the book out in a cost effective manner? Well, we found influencers are really the only way that it's worked, and I'll show you how we've kind of tied that all together in terms of having influencers create reels, help us out with some reviews on Amazon when they do read the book, and it all kind of then feeds on itself. So applicable to any e-commerce type of product. We've got 60 different interests that our influencers all opt into. So whether you're selling maybe a fitness product or skincare, beauty, travel, as long as it's going through an online cart, is probably a good candidate for influencer marketing. The way that Afluencer is set up, we have an influencer directory. These are actual users of our app. So that's important. We're not just looking out there into the vast Instagram universe and showing you, hey, this person's here. Why don't you go hit up this person? That's very difficult to do. It's really tough to get people's attention. We actually have them as users, and there were over 36,000 at our go live. As I was coming online here was our most recent count. And they're split across, again, over 60 different interests. So if you are looking for someone who knows about the stock market, which is what my book is, that's what we have. If you got looking for mommy influencers, we do have children's clothing. We have parenting as good categories here, so you can kind of select who you're looking for. And then we do have our influencers broken down in terms of their social media channels. So we have them connect things like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, so that we can then provide you with the analytics that come from these social media accounts. So for example, Maisha here, we can see that out of our 100,000 followers, most of them are in the US. So that's a very positive thing, right? Shows it's very real, organic, authentic. We have an engagement rate for her. We have lots of stats that help you decide if you want to work with someone like Maisha. And then you can also chat with her through our direct message platform once we get you matched up if you are a match. Let's talk about how to get that match. So the process is going to be to have your brand create a collab. So the process, basically, you set up your brand with us, and then you also attach a collab. A collab is basically the campaign or partner opportunity. We get you in our directory here, so you can see we've got 40 pages of active collabs, so we'd love to have you in here. We'll start page 41 if we need to get you in here. A collab can be a pay per post opportunity. It can be a commission opportunity. It can be a free product opportunity, or any combination of the three, depending on what you're doing. And again, this is something that we can discuss. If you're up and coming and we're looking for these nano influencers, again, who are up and coming on the influencer side, then they'll work for free product. They'll work for commission. If we're looking to tap the micro influencers, even the heavier mega influencers, macro influencers, people with maybe 10,000 up, that's kind of the micro range. They may work for like $50 to $100 a post. Once we get up into the higher end ranges, they may be looking for the hundreds of dollars a post. And that's something that you can do with us. You can split up these into collabs, okay? And again, you can create more than one collab if you would like. So if you'd like to do a commission-based opportunity to promote your affiliate program and then do something higher end that you're doing pay per post, that is something you are welcome to do. With the collab, what we're doing is we are basically establishing that. So we're showcasing your brand, but especially the partner opportunity. So the name, this is something that's public facing. So keep that in mind. You don't want to call it, as I have seen some brands do, my first collab. We don't want to call it my first collab because that's what the influencers see. So you want something that's compelling to them. Same with the about section. So to say, hey, this is what we're doing, this is our product, and here's who we're looking for. So you're talking to, again, to the influencer, and if this is them, you want them to be able to apply. Our welcome message is something that goes into our chat if you match with someone. So as I mentioned, you can direct message with influencers who you match with, and I'll show you that in a moment. The welcome message is something that gets that conversation started. So we're trying to automate and scale as much of this as we can. The welcome message kind of kicks that conversation going, and again, kind of sets those initial terms, what you're looking for your collab. All right, then we have our criteria. So our criteria is somewhat self-explanatory. We'll step through it. We're looking for where they have the most influence in. So for those of you shipping to the US only, really, we're probably looking for US-based influencers only. If you're shipping to other locations, you can add those locations in here. And again, we're cross-checking this with the information that we get from Instagram so that we are matching it with the most effective potential influencers. So not just where someone says that they're from or where they say they have their followers from. We actually are looking for where they have the most influence in, taking it directly from the source, which is Instagram. And again, this is important because it shows us, hey, this person, legit, they're from here, and this is what we're trying to, these are the people we're trying to reach. We're trying to reach the US, and here's what we have. For our interests, you can select, if you're on our free plan, you can select up to 3 interests. If you're on a premium plan, you can go higher. Interests, again, we've got many, and these are split up into parenting, clothing, fashion, you name it. Again, there's over 60 of these, and there's lots of different interests, and you want to select the ones that are most relevant to your brand, and again, to match with influencers who are most aligned with what you're doing. If social media channels are important to you, if you have a specific preference on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, you can select those here. Total number of followers, this is gonna be the minimum that you're setting. So if an influencer does not have this many followers, they will not be allowed to apply to your collab. Now we wanna match up the total followers with the what we pay section here to make sure that these are aligned. We don't necessarily wanna have a high follower requirement, but not be paying enough, because then you're not gonna get enough applications. So we want to have, again, make sure that this is aligned. So if we're doing a commission-based or product-based, you may want this even lower. You may want it at 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 followers. And if you would like a specific recommendation, we're happy to work with you on that. Again, but you want to line this up with where the expectation is going to be from your potential partner. If age group and demographics, again, are important, you can also select these, and then we're going to pull these from the influencer profiles as well. And then assuming that you want all the criteria that we just went through applied, which I generally recommend, you do want to turn matching mode on, which says, hey, only influencers who match the selected criteria can apply. What we pay, so the pay-per-post, this can be a range if you're doing pay-per-post, or if you're doing commission, you can leave this off and then do the commission only. Again, you can create more than one collab if you would like, so there's a way to segment and kind of help with the negotiations here. And then pretty simple, you're going to turn it public, you're going to save it, and if you can let us know when you do that, that's also good, because we can get you featured in our influencer newsletter, which goes out on Thursday, so you can just ping us on chat, the lower right, and say, hey, I was at Brett's webcast, he wanted me to let you know when we got the collab public, and we'll take care of that. We'll get you featured in Thursday's newsletter. Usually Alec is our chief of support, will reply to you there. If he needs me, he can grab me also on the chat. So those are the steps to get it live. Let me just then show you what the follow-up is. And I see I got a couple questions in here already, and we can go ahead and transition to your questions. So for my collabs here, I'm going to go back to my collabs. Now, as applications come in, you'll see your applications go from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3. I'm all the way up to 65 here. So I've had lots of applications. When you accept someone, you get a little message icon here, so you can go back and forth with the person here. So with the message icon, let me kind of scroll all the way up. I showed you the welcome message. This is what the welcome message looks like out in the quote unquote wild here. So this is the green, and this is what fired off automatically to this person who said, hey, thanks for applying, and this is what I'm looking for. So I wrote this, Afluencer subs, the specifics in terms of the name, and then you can see we kind of go back and forth on this. So I think they want to be paid first. And I said, well, I can do 50 up front, 50 on completion. And that's what we ended up doing. And then, as you can see, the podcaster here who I worked with, they're saying we can post on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. So they're kind of giving us all the opportunities and there, which is good. So with the welcome message, I generally throw it to them and say, hey, let me know what you can do, and then I'll come back with my offer. And this is it. So with the messages here, You can negotiate things. If you do want to send product to someone, we do have the ability to do that here. It is available only for Shopify stores, but if you are using our Shopify app, you can use our little shortcut here to send product to an influencer. And the nice way to do benefits there is that we can track the shipment for you, make it easy for them to get the product. You can also review your experience with the influencer with that collab. You can see other reviews as well. So these are kind of nice benefits to being able to ship the product. Shows shipment, right? Shipment was received. So now we have an expectation. Yes, now we want you to create the content. Okay, I have a couple of questions in here from Supri. So I'm going to go ahead and get to these. And then again, if you have any questions on your end, you can type these in. Can we have a collab which pays the influencer on the successful conversion? Does this setting exist in the platform? You can, Supri, so that's going to be a commission-based collab. You are going to need, however, another platform or affiliate tracking app to do the tracking. So we don't track conversions for you. You're going to want to install something like a Lead Dyno or Refersion or GoAF Pro or similar. Any affiliate marketing tool is going to do the conversion tracking for you. You can advertise the commission opportunity in Afluencer, but you're going to want to then use us in tandem with another app to track the conversions. And then to check the total interactions and followers in the collab post, that currently you're going to need to get that from the influencer. So they do have the ability to show that. They can send that to you via the messages. We don't have that all automated, at least not yet. But that's something the influencer can show you on the messages. And I would let them know up front. I would just say, hey, we're interested in seeing the total interactions on the collab post, total number of likes. So if you can send that over, that would be appreciated. Okay, can we clarify the from Helena, the age group in the collab? I want to specify the age group of folks most likely to buy my product. Yeah, so that's going to be under the edit button here. And then you're going to go to age group, and you're basically going to set a range. So if 35 to 65 is your wheelhouse, you just set the slider here, or you can move it up or down. And this is where we're going to toggle that. And then if gender is important, also you can select, hey, I only want female 35 to 65. So that's a way that you can put this in the collab. And then again, click the save button after you make these changes, and that will then enforce this criteria. Okay, and then I got a question about upgrading to a premium subscription. So a couple of ways to do that. If you're currently on our free plan, you can upgrade directly here. So you can add a subscription, our VIP, concierge, or boss plans. You can add these directly in the app. Or if you're interested in, if you're on Shopify, you can add our Shopify app to your store. So you just install our Shopify app onto your store, and that'll get you going. If you are on Shopify, I would go this route. If not, then you can upgrade using our other subscription options here. Other benefits of all these premium subscriptions is that you get to do strategy calls with us. So we can do one-on-one, we can go on Zoom and chat like we are now, but we can look at specifically at your company. We can also have our Afluencer podcast. So this is a popular opportunity as well. We send these out on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. So this is a nice opportunity to really showcase your own business. You can check out previous episodes here on all of these platforms. All right. Well, I thank everyone for joining. Hope it was helpful today. If you do come up with anything in terms of questions, you can hit us up here in the lower right on live chat, and this will get you either on our chat or our live support here will help you. There's an AI automator that'll help you as we go. And then otherwise you can go ahead and get the help you need right here. Otherwise, I thank you for joining. Hope it was helpful. And again, stay in touch, and you can email me if you have any questions about the content today or anything else Afluencer related. Have a great rest of your Monday. And thanks again, everyone. Hope to talk to you soon.